Hey, my name is Tami Lynn Hancock. I'm pretty well known here on the internet. Tami Lynn Hancock, I teach attraction marketing and mentoring, and I help people grow their business learning attraction marketing. I also teach about CBD oil. I'm also a known speaker for an organization called NOPE, Narcotics Overdose Prevention Education. Today, I'm just Tami Lynn Hancock, and I decided that I'm going to share a chronological video of my journey through what I think and I believe to be ovarian cancer. So I am Tami Lynn Hancock with a almost confirmed doses of ovarian cancer. And I'm starting today because today's the first day I saw my oncologist. But I'm going to share with you a little bit back on my story. Today is the 15th of January 2019, and at the end of November I started having some rib pain over here and went to see a doctor. They were going to order a CAT scan sometime in December, and for some reason the insurance company turned it down. It was so painful, it was hard for me to lay down, it was hard for me to breathe. And so I kept pursuing it. Finally got another appointment. I had an appointment with my doctor. She wasn't there. Somebody else filled in. Finally got in with my regular doctor, and she ordered an ultrasound last week. So I thought I'd share this so maybe it will help you. So the results of my ultrasound said that there was this, it's my ultrasound report here, and it's probably going to be backwards for you guys, but I want you to know that you can go to the medical records department and get copies of all your records. And excuse me for yawning, I'm just making it real here. Sometimes I get really tired for no reason. My right ovary had a cystic structure that was bigger than 4.5 centimeters. And, well, I'm 57, I'm past menopause, and so a complex cyst is not good. It showed I had some mild ascites. Well, let me show you what mild ascites looks like. This is mild ascites. This is what my belly looks like. Well, I don't think that's mild ascites, but yeah. So that started last week, Tuesday, and that's when I had the ultrasound, and it got a little bit bigger. I had a tummy tuck before this because I successfully lost 100 pounds with bariatric surgery. So my stomach was very flat. So when I showed you that ascites, that stuff's pretty big. So how did I deal with that? Well, I wasn't too happy, obviously. I know a whole lot as an RN, 35 years. Went to called my gynecologist, was able to get in, and she ordered a test for me. I'm looking at my papers here. This one here, a CA-125. As you can guess, it's a cancer tumor marker test, which addresses the amount of proteins that cancer produces in your system. Well, the normal reading is 35. Mine was 639. So with that in mind, and I'm going through my paper pile here, so if you see me turning my head, that's what I'm doing. At least they did the whole ultrasound, and at least it's not anything in my liver or spleen or pancreas or lungs, so that's good. But I knew that I had a pelvic mass. And it's interesting that going back to, now we're almost a month and a half later, the pain that started in my right rib where I could barely touch my rib without jumping had now manifested itself in my groin area. It was like for women who still have menstrual cramps like that, except it would get to be stabbing and burning and aching. So last week I was working, I'm a hospice nurse. I've been working hospice nurse for over 20 years now, and I do a lot of walking. So last week on Tuesday, I had my ultrasound. Had the ascites going on, would get bigger every day. On Thursday, I went to see my gynecologist. She made a phone call and called her oncologist, gynecological friend, and got me in an appointment today. And so, on Friday, I went to work again, and I was walking slow. I mean, like, I don't know if you can see, I'll put you down to my feet kind of slow, but this is my slow motion walk. And if you see that this is kind of very slow motion-y walky, if you can get any sense of how slow I was walking, that's how slow I'm still walking, by the way. So I'm gonna walk back over to my nice cheetah chair here. And so that's how fast I was walking. So I decided I was gonna park as close to the hospital doors as possible, try to get through that work day. Came home and was just crazy, crazy in pain. On Saturday night, I went back to the emergency room. And in the emergency room, they did lots of lab draws and stuff like that. But basically, I got back, let me find the CAT scan for you. I got back the CAT scan, and they did a pulmonary emboli test. They did a bunch of cool stuff, which I was really glad I got done because I would have had to get all those tests done anyway. Hold on, I'm just trying to find all my papers here so I can keep them in order for you. And I'm doing all this because I think it might be helpful for somebody else. So they did the CAT scan, and that's what this test here. When you do a CAT scan, they put you, it's not so bad, they put you in a room, and you're not really in a tube, you're in like a big donut circle, and you have to raise your hands above your head. And then they tell you breathe in, breathe out. It's really not bad or scary. At some point, they'll give you some kind of contrast dye that makes you feel warm all over. The guy says it could make you feel like you had to urinate, but it didn't do that to me. So I had that scan done. And I'll just jump past to it. So the impression on that is that I had some water collecting around my lungs. It's called pleural effusions. And that I had ascites, and that I had like a 5 centimeter by 4 centimeter nodule that looked like malignancy in my left ovary. My right ovary had pretty much shriveled. And that there was some thickening in the omentum, which is the peritoneal, is what they call your abdomen. There's a cavity around that, and which holds in the pleural fluid, which keeps everything good inside your abdomen. That looked like it might have some cancer there as well. So that was my lovely diagnosis that I got Saturday. So I got more confirmation on Saturday. Now we speed up to today. Today is when I spoke to my oncologist, and had a pretty good conversation with him. Basically, he says, well, I cannot diagnose you until I get in there and diagnose. But he thinks it's cancer as well. He looked at all my labs. And so, long and the short of it, I'm having cancer surgery on Monday. What they're going to do first with suspecting ovarian cancer. And let me just go back a little bit. If you're a premenopause and you have a complex cyst, it's not as concerning as when you're postmenopause, after menopause with a complex cyst. When you have a complex cyst and you've got this, what they call moderate ascites, which is really a lot of ascites and pain, it's usually an indication that you do have a tumor going on there. But he says, I can't tell for sure. There are some benign, which is non-cancerous tumors, which mimic ovarian cancer. But he's going to take things aggressively. So I'm scheduled for surgery on Monday at 3:30. So I thought that as I go through this process, I'm going to chronologically put this on YouTube for you to follow, share my feelings and stuff on it. It's what they call a very radical surgery. They're going to start from this side of my abdomen to this side and take out everything. It is called a radical laparotomy. They go in there, open you up from left to right, and they're going to root out anything they need to, including giving me a partial colostomy, which would mean having a bag outside my abdomen for a while. They'll take out anything that looks cancerous at all. The recovery week for just a hysterectomy is 6 to 8 weeks, so I'll be out of work for 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, it's going to be moderate amount of pain. That's a lot of surgery. He's also in my belly, down here, is going to be able to put in a port. They're able to do an intra-abdominal chemotherapy that goes right into the cavity inside your peritoneum, your stomach area, your abdomen area, and shoot some chemo in there. And I just woke up from a nap and I'm feeling a lot better than I was before I took my nap. But I woke up in pain. I'd say it's 6 to 7 stabbing pain. What am I using? Loratab right now, and I would say get a hold of some good CBD oil. I will drop some comments below of some good places to get CBD oil. That's going to help in a couple different ways. So I got the instructions here. I got to go back on Friday and get some lab work done, so I'll take you along with me on that. I'll just take you along this journey. Tomorrow I think I'm going to do another video and just share with you some of my feelings of how I feel about this whole process. Today because I'm running out of battery. Today I'm feeling more hopeful than I have for days. And I think the reason is because I have a plan. And there's a plan. I know what to expect. I know that they're going to give me my first dose of chemo in the hospital, and then on my second dose I'm going to start losing my hair. So actually you will see me tomorrow because I'm going to go to the wig shop tomorrow, look for a wig and look for some hair covering things, so I'll take you along for that. Share with you along the way how I feel about this whole journey. But I will say that I had some really cool, I don't have my notebook right in front of me or else I'd share it with you. But I'm going to share with you some super great Bible verses that God gave to me just out of my regular devotions as I was preparing for this today. But one was Jeremiah 29:11-12. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future if you trust me with all of your heart. And that just came to me firmly, and through a couple of other people. So I will chat with you guys tomorrow and let you more idea of what it feels like. At this point, have I cried? Oh, I've cried a lot. It's hard for me worse for me to talk to my kids about stuff. And sometimes it's just hard for me just to tell people at first because it's just bad, ugly news. But I thought if I take you along this journey, maybe I could help somebody else go through this journey. And the biggest thing that I can do is to point you to the presence of Father God to get peace and guidance, that no matter which way your journey ends, because I don't know, that there's a place to get through it with peace and strength and joy, even amidst the circumstances. So look for me tomorrow. I'm Tami Lynn Hancock, and I'm sharing you my cancer journey. God bless you.